When you find yourself walking alone, it can feel as though the world has turned its back on you. The voices that once encouraged you fade away, and the path ahead seems uncertain. Yet in that silence, a hidden opportunity begins to unfold. The opportunity to meet the truest version of yourself. Solitude is not a punishment, it is an awakening. It strips away the noise, the distractions, and the need to please, leaving only you and the essence of who you really are. When no one is there to guide or comfort you, life is inviting you to trust your own instincts, to rely on your own inner compass. It's in this space that your real strength begins to take shape. The human spirit is not meant to be sheltered forever. Just like a tree that grows alone on a mountaintop, the winds of solitude shape you, harden your roots, and make you capable of standing through any storm. When you stop depending on others to lift you, you discover the power to lift yourself. You learn that encouragement from the outside can fade, but the fire within you can burn endlessly if you nurture it. The moments when no one stands with you are not evidence of your weakness. They are proof that you are strong enough to stand on your own. You may stumble, you may doubt, but those moments of isolation become the crucible that forges resilience. They teach you how to think independently, how to act courageously, and how to create stability within chaos. The silence of solitude is not empty. It is full of lessons, full of whispers from your deeper self. And when you finally walk out of that silence, you carry a strength that no rejection or loneliness can ever take away. There comes a moment when you must stop waiting for someone to notice your effort, your progress, or your worth. The truth is, not everyone will see your value, and they don't need to. You were never meant to live your life through the eyes of others. When you depend on external validation, you give away your power. You let the opinions of others decide when you rise or fall. But the real transformation begins the moment you stop seeking approval and start recognizing your own potential. You become your own supporter, your own encourager, your own driving force. Validation from others may feel good, but it's temporary. It fades the moment attention shifts elsewhere. Self-validation, however, is unshakable. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are, what you've been through, and what you're capable of. When you begin to appreciate your own growth, every small victory becomes meaningful. You stop comparing yourself to others and instead focus on your own rhythm, your own timing. Being your own source of validation doesn't mean arrogance. It means self-respect. It means you understand your worth without needing anyone else to confirm it. You begin to act from purpose rather than insecurity. You stop performing for approval and start creating from authenticity. Every decision you make becomes an expression of who you are, not who others expect you to be. And in that state, you become unstoppable. Because when no one believes in you, your belief in yourself becomes enough. When no one claps, you learn to clap for yourself. When no one sees your effort, you remind yourself that progress is still being made. True freedom begins when you no longer need anyone to validate your journey. When you finally realize that everything you've been looking for was already within you. Every obstacle you face alone is an invitation to rise beyond your limits. Life will not always offer comfort or encouragement. And at times it may even feel like everything is working against you. But those very challenges are the forces shaping your strength. When you encounter resistance, it means you are growing. Adversity is not sent to break you. It's sent to show you what you're truly made of. The pain you experience in moments of isolation becomes the pressure that turns raw potential into unshakable power. When no one is there to guide you, you're forced to find your own way. And in doing so, you discover paths that others would never dare to walk. Every setback becomes a teacher. Every failure a hidden lesson in disguise. The struggle reveals what comfort conceals, that you possess an inner resilience far greater than your fears. You begin to realize that strength doesn't come from easy victories, but from the storms you survive when you have no choice but to keep moving. Adversity also teaches humility and patience. It strips away illusions, showing you that real progress is born not in applause, but in persistence. You learn to trust the process, to embrace discomfort as part of the transformation. The weight you carry when no one is there to help you becomes the training ground for your spirit. Each hardship deepens your wisdom, sharpens your focus, and builds your endurance. When you look back, you'll see that the moments which felt like breaking points were actually building points. You'll understand that without the struggle, you would have never discovered the depth of your own courage. Adversity is not your enemy. It is the mirror that reflects the warrior you were always meant to become. There will be times when no one believes in your vision, when your dreams seem too unrealistic for others to understand. In those moments, it's easy to question yourself, to wonder if maybe they're right. But the truth is, your purpose doesn't need to be approved by anyone. Self-belief must become the foundation on which you build your life. When you trust your own direction, the noise around you begins to fade, and the absence of support no longer feels like loss. It feels like freedom. Believing in yourself is not arrogance. It's alignment with who you truly are. It means recognizing that your potential doesn't depend on the opinions of others. People might doubt you because they can't see what you see. But that doesn't make your vision less real. You were given your dream for a reason, and that reason was never to seek permission. The moment you decide that your belief is enough, you take control of your destiny. Self-belief transforms fear into focus. It gives you the courage to take risks, to fail, to rise, and to keep going. When everything tells you to stop, it silences the voice of doubt and replaces it with conviction. You stop living for validation and start living for purpose. Even when the world is silent, your inner voice becomes your guide, whispering, "Keep going. You're closer than you think." When you rely on your own belief, every setback becomes just another step forward. You no longer wait for others to lift you. You lift yourself. You stop searching for light outside because you realize the light has always been within. And that realization changes everything. Because when your faith in yourself becomes unshakable, no lack of support can hold you back from becoming who you're meant to be. Progress is not built on applause, recognition, or constant encouragement. It is built on persistence. The ones who move ahead are not always the most talented or the most supported. They are the ones who simply refuse to give up. When no one notices your effort, when the room is empty and your name is unspoken, that is when your discipline matters most. Success is not about being seen. It's about continuing to show up even when it feels like no one cares. There is power in quiet consistency. Every small action, every unseen moment of work, every late night spent refining your craft becomes part of your foundation. You may not see results immediately, and that can be disheartening. But persistence is like planting seeds. Growth happens underground long before it ever appears on the surface. You have to trust that your effort is not wasted. that your time and energy are preparing you for something greater. Those who rely on praise to keep going eventually burn out when the applause fades. But those who rely on purpose keep moving, no matter the silence. They understand that real success is earned in solitude, not in the spotlight. Each day you continue without recognition strengthens your resilience. Each time you keep going despite doubt, you sharpen your focus. Progress is a quiet climb. It's the steady rise of someone who refuses to quit when others do. And one day, the same people who overlooked your journey will look up and wonder how you made it so far. But by then, you'll know the truth. That you didn't get ahead because of praise or support. You got ahead because you were determined to walk forward, even when no one was watching. And that determination became your greatest strength.